title of the project is Know Your Sense of Humor. Speech title is Voices in Your Head. Jason will talk about the different voices in his head. We all have different voices in our head, and sometimes they fight each other. Jason has a goal of speaking in front of large audiences and having thousands of people watch his videos. He has been working on this for a little over 2 years. Please help me welcome Jason Silverstein.
Okay, everybody close your eyes. One of the voices in my head told me that there's some nice stuff in here to steal. We all have different voices in our head. We have a negative voice, a positive voice, optimistic voice, fearful voice, and a voice in everyone's head that says, you should watch Jason Silverstein's YouTube videos. The channel name is Jason Silverstein if you want to check that out. As Ralph said, I have a goal of speaking in front of large audiences and have thousands of people watch my videos. And I have a negative voice that is trying to stop me. I have a negative voice that says, you can't do it. And I have a positive voice that says, you can do it. And an optimistic voice that says, everything will turn out fine. And a fearful voice that says, be afraid, your pants may fall down. And that's why I always wear a belt. These are the voices that are in my head. In an earlier speech, I talked about my negative voice and how to defeat your negative voice. In that speech, I talked about how my negative voice is working out in the gym of my mind, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, doing bench presses and power cleans and deadlifts. And it's eating all this great nutritious food I feed it in the form of negative thoughts. It also has inspirational sayings, motivational quotes. That thing is a beast, and it's difficult to defeat. One day, my negative voice and my fearful voice got together for a cup of coffee in my head. They started talking to each other, and my negative voice proposed something. He said that if two of them could join forces, because fear is very powerful, together they could knock out forever my positive and optimistic voices and kill my goal of speaking in front of large audiences, which is very important to them. So what they decided to do is they proposed a fight. And now this fight would go on pay-per-view in my head. Because there's a lot of other voices in my head that want to watch it. And this could be big business. This fight was scheduled for a few weeks. My optimistic and positive voices were slightly concerned. My optimistic voice said, we still got this. And my positive voice says, nah. But they were concerned, and they knew that they needed to strengthen themselves. So what did they do? They decided to check me in the School of Positivity. Has anyone ever heard of this school? No, nobody? That's surprising. It's actually located in the middle of Florida, conveniently right next to Toastmasters. Everyone remember that speech? That Toastmasters is just a new type of school for Toastmasters, where if you don't give a good speech, you don't eat. And things like that. At the School of Positivity, it's a little bit like that, but different. When you go into this school, You have to check in your cell phone. You can't have cell phones. There's no internet access. There's no newspapers. There's nothing. You got nothing to do there. And the teachers are a little bit different. The other school, they have drill sergeants. At this school, they have people like our two guests, like Danielle. She's actually going to be there, and that's why she's a guest today. And these people, we have acupuncturists, massage, meditation teacher, and acupuncturist. And I'm repeating myself, which is good. So it's a good thing to do. And there's nothing to do there. The only thing you have is inspirational books, positive books. There's nothing negative allowed. And I was there for 3 days to strengthen my optimistic and positive voice. And when I got out, everyone, all the voices were ready for the big fight. The negative voice was training, really training hard. And the positive and negative, the positive optimistic voices were training hard. And my fearful voice was just still worried that my pants may fall down. These are the voices. And the big fight came, and my negative voice threw the first punch. It said, Jason, you've been doing this for over 2 years now, and you're not any closer to your goal than when you first started. A couple months after you first started, you had a speech at a big networking event, but not much since. And there's all these people that are doing better than you, and you just went to this Toastmasters audition where you had to drive all the way to Tampa, and you had to give up a day off to do this, and you're likely not to get in, and you have to do so much more to reach your goal. You should just quit and do something useful with your time, something that might make you some money. Pow! My positive voice had to punch back. And it said, yes, that's all true. But if you look at where you started from 2 years ago, you were terrible. And you've gotten so much better. You've gotten so much better since then. If you just look at where you were 2 years ago, and you realize that the only thing you really have to do is just get 1% better. If you get 1% better each speech, each time you come out, you will eventually reach your goal. Maybe it might take 3-4 years. It doesn't really matter. But if you just concentrate on going one speech at a time, you will eventually reach your goal. Those were the 2 punches. And these tag team voices kept on fighting. And you'll have to wait to see the answer. Who wins on my YouTube channel, Jason Silverstein.